As we discussed many times on this channel, I was not an FPS player, I was an MMO player, but I did have a few FPS games here and there. So I went into this title fully expecting to be somewhat disappointed because I've been really disappointed with some of the releases within the new genre that I've fallen in love with. One of the titles that I knew that was coming up was the finals because I had played the closed alpha tests earlier, and obviously alpha tests have a lot of bugs, but I wasn't really all that impressed with it. There was a few things that I liked. But before we go any further with it, please consider hitting that subscription button and hitting the bell notification to let you know when I put up a new video, because my times are random at the moment. It helps the channel out a great deal, and I'm extremely appreciative of it. Thank you very much for your consideration. That currently puts us at 811 subscribers, and we're aiming for 1,000, hopefully by the middle of the year. Without further ado, let's get talking about the finals. I was live streaming and I was talking about the game, and Redbeard Mortis had come by and said, hey, why don't we just play it? So we jumped into it, I think for like an hour and a half to get a little bit of footage. So I have some limited screen time with the game, but I had enough to at least form a generalized opinion based off of more than two different experiences, because I did do the beta test quite a bit. And what I can say is it's better. It's better than what I ever saw in the alpha test, which is expected. But I wasn't expecting it to be as good as it is. I'm still on the fence with it because it's not my kind of game. And there are some issues that I would like to discuss with you guys, but it is free. And as you guys know, on my channel, I tell you every free game is worth a try if it's in the genre that you want to try. If it's free, there's no reason not to try it. You should just go ahead and try it. There are some games that were free to play that I never thought forever that I would ever be interested, but I tried them because they were free. And I fell in love with them. Neverwinter Nights being one of those titles as an example. I want to tell you guys some of the good things that I like about the game, which is the speed. The speed is very fast, although I can't keep up with it. It's going to be quite enjoyable for a lot of people that are into that kind of genre FPS where you're running around and just mashing people into the dirt, because this game certainly does that. There are some references to Battlefield 3 and 4 because some of the devs are on the team for the Destruction environment. I never experienced those titles, so it's kind of a new experience for me. I found it to be a bit obnoxious at times. As you can see here, I got stuck. Now, these are just issues that we expect during betas and alphas, and eventually they fix them. As a matter of fact, case in point, I'm going to show you some footage up above in which you're going to hear audio. Like, the audio in this game was driving me crazy.
Great move there.
I thought there was something wrong with my audio, but it wound up being I'm not the only one. Redbeard was having it, and it wound up being a common problem. This crackling noise, God, it was so awful. But apparently in the most recent patch they have already fixed this, so some of my complaints are already irrelevant. One of the things that they fixed was the hit registration issue that they had. Apparently people were not being able to hit people. I don't know what distance there was, but in the closed alpha that I was introduced to for this game, they had the same issue, and it wound up being that the bullets actually weren't traveling far enough. I'm not a developer, but the way they kind of explained it is that think of your player character having a box around it. From that box, a straight line or laser goes from it, and then whatever's on the other end of that is what gets hit, but they didn't extend it long enough, so therefore if you were at a certain range, you just weren't hitting anything. That's how it was kind of explained to us during the alpha. I don't know if that's even remotely related to the hit reg issue that we had here, but it seems a little too weird to me that they had that previously in the game, and then it was also in this version I tried later where people couldn't hit people. My friends iFuzzy, Redbeard, and Blackout have been playing this off and on considerably more time than I have, and it's already been shown that that issue has been already squashed and fixed. It was like one of the first things they addressed, which is showing you that this team is very active, very live, and very listening to feedback, and they want to fix it and put out a great game. If there was one piece of feedback that I would give to the developers, is that some of the audio in this game just doesn't make any sense to me. There's footstep issues. They've already brought up that they've tried to fix that. There's the announcer who sounds like he's on the same like level with every other ambient sound, so it just blends in. He doesn't stand out, or she doesn't stand out with the voice, so sometimes I don't even notice that they're saying anything. I get so drowned out in the pacing of the game that the announcer doesn't really mean shit to me. And while I have said that this game doesn't really fit the type of game that I would want to play, it is not a bad game by any means. The development team has really done a good job of putting together a stellar game aesthetically and playing. I mean, sure, there's some issues with it that I don't like, and some of that is very subjective and not really an opinion that should be taken for any kind of technical reason to not play the game. Because like I said, it's free. You should certainly try it out, right? But I can definitely tell you there's a lot of thought process that's put into the game, and it's not one of the many teams that's just putting out a random FPS title. They are legitimately working on this through the community. So if you want to put in your 2 cents, join their Discord, because they're actively listening to their Discord and their other social medias, but their Discord seems to be the main place for it. And I thought that was really cool as well. On a final wrap up, what can I say about the title? Well, it wasn't for me. But I am happy to report that for once, I'm not actually going to be playing a title just because it didn't appeal to me and not because it was trash. The game is going to appeal to a lot of people, and I hope it's one of you that actually gets to play the game and actually enjoys it, because we all know that gaming right now is a bit dry for some people. Hope you guys have a wonderful day. Remember to hit that subscription button and the bell notification to know when I put up a new video. Remember to tell your loved ones that you love them often, and I hope to see you guys in the next video. Peace.